I just want to cut in here at the beginning and tell you there is a bonus video at the end. Please hold out till the end. You want to see the bonus video. If you had fun watching my Halloween stuff from last year, then you'll know that I always did a bonus video and it was always fun. So please stay tuned till the end. Thank you. Hey guys, what's going on? Apologize in advance for any sound that's coming from outside this video. I've got stuff going on outside in my neighbor's yard and then laundry, and I just want to come back and do the video I was talking about last time, which is what I did on Halloween. This year, what I ended up doing specifically as something fun is that my girlfriend and her kids, we all made costumes. And I say we all received made costumes that my girlfriend made. I helped design mine a little bit, but for the most part, she did the real work that went into making my costume. And for you guys that are wondering what our costumes were, I'll go through and I'll show some pictures. I was unable to really shoot any video because, of course, I can't really carry around my iPad. But what I could do is take some pictures and we can talk about it, and I can show you like individual pieces of stuff that went into making the costume. First of all, I want to talk about my girlfriend's kids. They went as a Green Lantern and Orange Lantern, and I'll show a pic here of some custom shirts we made, and these were done doing this iron-on type process where you take these things and you have to print them and you have to design them and then you cut it out and then you like kind of iron it on. And the Green Lantern one turned out really well. I liked it. The Orange Lantern one actually turned out better than we thought, even though we at first assumed that maybe something went wrong, because we actually put the heat on it a little too long, and it made this really interesting glowing effect in the center, which is actually the shirt underneath bleeding through, but since it was an orange shirt, it looked like a cool kind of like orangish glow. So that's what we did for her children. The youngest, he just went straight Orange Lantern, so there's really nothing I can show because I didn't really want to show them on camera, you know, like out of costume, stuff like that, because he was just himself as an Orange Lantern. But the oldest, he went as Bedig, which if you're familiar with the Green Lantern universe, and I mean really familiar, because I'm not super familiar with Bedig. I remember him from certain stories, but I couldn't have told you his name. Mask that we found in the store that was actually a rabbit mask, and we transformed that into the mask that you'll see here, and I'll show you through some of the steps, you know, and the processes of that. Also, one of the things we had to do was make him a tail, and we ended up using a type of fabric that actually looks like fur, and we cut that and trimmed it up and kind of gave it a shape that looked like a tail and designed it so it fit on his belt loop. You'll see kind of like a finished design picture of what he looked like, and I'll show Bedig, the actual character from the Green Lantern, so you can see kind of a comparison. And as you notice, for a squirrel type creature, because I think he's like a squirrel, but he's an alien, so he's not really a squirrel. His ears are actually quite long, and so the rabbit mask actually worked out really well. So that was kind of a cool design. He was wearing a real Green Lantern ring, one of the cheaper ones that came out a few years ago, but it's a Green Lantern ring that has the Green Lantern symbol on the actual front of the ring. And her other son, he wore an Orange Lantern ring with white gloves, just kind of like that as well. So that was really cool. The next costume I'll talk about is my girlfriend's. She actually went as the Bride of Frankenstein. Surprising to me, because I loved it. I'm a big fan of Bride of Frankenstein, but she actually found the wig, and I actually have the wig here. She just found this randomly at Target, and then she decided after seeing this that that's what she thought she could make a costume based on. So she was asking me different ways to do the dress and stuff like that, because I was more familiar with what the costume looked like, and I was showing her pictures, you know, the best that you can find. It's such a brief part of the movie that shows her, but there are a few really good stills that exist out there that show her costume. And we ended up having to cut some corners to, you know, just basically make up for time that we didn't have. The actual under costume that she wore, and you'll see that briefly here, that's just like a mummy stretch costume, and that's one of those ones that are basically made so that you can see out of them and you can just cover your head. Well, what we decided, that would be the easiest way to shortcut the feet, the arms, and just have something to wear underneath the dress. So she picked that up because basically the bride is wrapped like a mummy underneath. It's just probably a little more white as far as the wrappings because they were fresh, but this still looked really cool, and I think it was a good design to offset the dress itself. Especially if you're going to wear a foam wig, obviously you're not going for super accuracy, but we were doing what we could on a budget and get everything done in time. So then you'll get to see kind of the final product. We took a white piece of fabric and we cut the corners and kind of boxed it and then kept drawing in the top, and it kind of made it where it's kind of a triangle shape, not near as big as the actual one in the movie, which would be ridiculous. We were saying that we wouldn't be able to walk around in those if we got it that way. So we finished her costume, and it looked really, really cool. I was pretty excited that the costume, when it came together, actually you knew right away when you saw it that was what it was supposed to be. The next thing, we'll talk about my costume. And of course, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, that I'm a big fan of The Black Hole, Disney's 1979 live-action sci-fi classic. And this year I came across one item, kind of like a lot of these other costumes, we came across one item that really got us excited to build a costume around that one specific thing that we found that was really simple or cheap. For myself, what I found was this, which is just a reflective, surface mask, as you can see. And the surface of this is a little wonky, and it's a really cheap mask, as you can see by this. It's just like one of those old ones from like the 70s and 80s, like they just have a little band. But once I realized what I could do with this, because immediately as soon as I saw this, the first thing I thought of was humanoid, from Black Hole. So I'll kind of show you here what the humanoid costume looked like in its final kind of phase. And then I'll also show you kind of what I was going for, like as far as if you're not familiar with the movie, you might want to see what a humanoid looks like from the movie. So I did okay on it. Like I can almost guarantee that there wasn't a single person I met that night who knew what I was supposed to be, but I was really excited, and for the handful of random people that commented on the pictures I put up to my personal friends and stuff online, there was a few of them that got really excited, and they liked to see that I did something that was so obscure. But I had a lot of fun, and I knew that you guys kind of wanted to see that. I had some people say, hey, are you going to make a video on that? And honestly, I wish I could have made a video. It would have been cool, except for the fact that basically I couldn't see well enough to even know what was going on, let alone run a camera, and then I had my iPad instead of a camera, so that was really bad. But I just want to show you guys that, and then I want to do a bonus video, so do not pass up the chance to see this bonus video.
Mega Monster Mix.
Okay, what I'm going to do for my bonus video here is I'm going to actually do something that I started last year and I'm continuing it this year. And this thing I'm talking about is going to be the Monster Mix, which is last year I did a video, and I will put a link down at the bottom so you guys can see it, and I'll make mention which day it is here. I can't remember off the top of my head which day it was that I did the Monster Mix, but it was the day that I talked about my Monster cereal collection, and then I ate Monster Mix. And if you're unfamiliar with Monster Mix, definitely check that out. Okay, well today I want to do something different, yet in the vein of what I did last year, not just a rehashing of the Monster Mix. This year they introduced all 5 of the Monster cereals in the retro packaging, which I was excited about, but just bringing back 2 Monster cereals that haven't been around. I think Yummy Mummy's been gone since the 90s, and I believe Fruit Brut's been gone since the early 80s. It made me very nostalgic for just the way things were like that back then. So let me go through these and just show them to you briefly. Here is the Blueberry and the retro packaging. I think all the backs are the same on these. But Blueberry, that's really, really cool. Frankenberry in the retro packaging. Same back. Here's Count Chocula, retro packaging. New ones this year, or I guess you'd say they're like a throwback or limited time only kind of thing. It's Fruit Brute. And this one, as you notice, doesn't look quite as old. Fruity Yummy Mummy. And that's because, as you can see here at the top, this was like what it looked like the first year they would come out, sort of. I mean, this is kind of like that. So this one's much newer. And some of these older ones, you know, they come out, like it has that big, gigantic picture. These come out way back before. And same way with Fruit Brute. Fruit Brute came back during the time when they had a giant picture on front. But for whatever reason, Yummy Mummy came out during a time when they was making like all of the characters really small. So Count Chocula would have been just kind of right there in the center, and it would have been more of like a, you know, a half body torso picture. So that's it. I got these 5, and I thought I could not pass up the chance to do an actual new monster mix, and I am actually going to call this one the Mega Monster Mix.
Mega Monster Mix!
And here we go. I will actually have to cut some scenes in this to get everything kind of started and going, but hang with me, we're doing the Mega Monster Mix.
Mega Monster Mix!
Okay, as you can tell, I've kind of scooted you guys back a little bit so you can get maybe a wider view. Probably can't quite make out my cereal bowl here, but it's just below screen. We're going to do the Mega Monster Mix. Let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is Count Chocula, my favorite. Count Chocula. Frankenberry, my second favorite. You can see there, about the same amount. Blueberry, an okay cereal, not my favorite. Fruit Brute, a throwback from a time that I can't even remember. This one is kind of a mixture of the red and kind of a yellow color, and the marshmallows are different colors as well. Pink, and there's kind of an orange, and then there's kind of a purple. And it just smells sort of like Frankenberry. Slightly different, where this one's more like red and yellow. This one, as you can see, it's more like red and orange. The marshmallows kind of look the same. This is the Yummy Mummy. So now we've got that there. This is orange cream flavor. Couldn't have told you that. These all kind of smell and taste similar. This one is cherry flavored, is what it says. So what we have is chocolate, strawberry, blueberry, cherry, orange, maybe. And then the final ingredient, nope. Walked right into that one, didn't see it coming. Why not? Get a monster Java, do this right. For like Brian Bosworth and Stone Cold. And I do not recommend this at home. I am a professional. This is going to look super gross, and it may taste gross, but I'm going to eat it anyway. I owed you guys a lot of videos, and I didn't actually do very well this year. I didn't do 31 videos or even close. This will be like 2 in like a week after, you know, Halloween or whatever. But mix it up. This will look sort of brown. That's the coffee. If you didn't know, this Monster Java. This is Vanilla Light, which just means it has less fat, sugar, or whatever in it, but it's still coffee. It's still like an energy drink. So this is probably going to turn me into a freaking superhero or something. I might just like explode. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. It actually looks quite interesting. Just don't look at the bottom part. Just look at the top. Okay, here we go. Actually, I might be just hungry, but this is pretty good. They should have been putting coffee in cereal a long time ago. This is what I've been missing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you had a happy and safe Halloween this year. If you have any comments or anything about something you'd like to see or something randomly similar to this, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know. I will see you guys again next time, where I will be doing some kind of update of some kind, because I am way far behind on updates. Still approaching 1,000 subscribers. Fingers crossed on that. You guys take care. Bye.